Right, how do? Today's video I want to talk about heat and humidity and why it's important. Right, so before we do, let me just show you what I do on my cleaning morning. Just a quick video. Crack on. Right, so like I've said in a previous video, ball pythons come from Western and Central Africa. They're just above the equator. They like hiding, that's why you get the hides. They hide during the day, the majority of the time they're asleep, hiding during the day. They're more likely to come out at night to feed, but wherever they choose to live, it's got to be close to a water source for both drinking and to keep it cool as well. It's very important. So, right, let's talk temperature inside. There's two temperatures you want to look at. There's your hot side, then there's your cool side. Your hot side wants to be at the very, very hottest, 35 degrees, 98 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 degrees C. That is the most it wants to be. If it gets hotter than that, you're gonna get problems. Now, you want it on average about 32, 32.1, 32.2, 32.3, 32.4 and 5, thereabouts. If it varies between that, it's not a massive difference. Mine usually fluctuates between that over the day. Why, I don't know, but it does. And they seem to be alright. They seem to be doing okay. Now on the cool side, now I've written this one down because I can't quite remember this one all the time. Now the cool side wants to be about 78 degrees Fahrenheit, that's 25.5 degrees C. Now that's at the cool end. Now you must have a cool end because if it's hot all the time, I mean come on, you'll get sweaty all the time during summer. It's not very nice. They don't like it either. So yeah, you've got to have the hot and the cool end. But if you keep your temperature in your Viv, tote, whatever, your heat mat bit, about 32.5, somewhere in between there, you should be good. You should be pretty good. Right, as some of us know, snakes are reptiles. They're cold-blooded, so they need the heat to help them metabolise their food, convert it into energy and poop, basically. Right, the surface area of where your snake is going to lay, where its body is going to touch, is where you need to test for your heat. Like, you get your thermostat, and some people will put the heat mat on and then put the thermostat on the heat mat. No, it needs to go inside the box. You need to drill a hole somewhere in the box or in the Viv, somewhere, to get it to, and tape it down, fasten it down. I think there's like typical reptile glue, I'm not sure, I'm not 100% on that, but you need to stick it down, and wherever your hot part is going to be, that's where your thermostat needs to go. Another way to test it, one of these. If you're gonna be getting into snakes in any way, shape or form, you need one of these. It's an infrared temperature, well, thermostat temperature gun. It's wonderful. You just press a little and watch. I don't know if you can make that out, a little red dot, but and it gives you the temperature. You've got to have one of these. You've got to have one. So right, keeping an eye on the temperature of your hotspot is a must-have, purely because you must have humidity in there with them. This helps for a number of different things, but I'll do that in a minute. What I do is, you've got the bowl, but I also get, what I do is I get a pair of tights, something called sphagnum moss. I always get it wrong, I want to call it stagnum moss, but it's not, it's sphagnum moss. I'll spell it. But yeah, you soak that in water, and it keeps quite damp, and it keeps the humidity up in your, what is it? In your rack, if you've got a rack. But yeah, like I say, your temperature where your snake's going to lay needs to be the 32.5 degrees C. If you keep it at that, your humidity with one of them in should stay about right. So yeah, just because where your heat mat is and your hotspot is, just because that is 32.2 whatever, doesn't mean that the air around it is that temperature. On an average day, have you ever leant up against a metal car and ooh, that's hot, but it's not felt overly hot? Similar principle. Now this is a new fact that I've learned while looking at the research for this particular film, video, whatever. At night, we all know the temperature drops. Now, because you've got the heat mats in there, it doesn't drop loads, but it still drops. Now, apparently, the bit that I read up on, this is very good for your snake in the long term. So going cold every night and what, you know what I mean? It's a good thing. It's beneficial, apparently. I like that one, it's new. I found that one out yesterday when I was writing this up. Right, so the humidity is very important for two reasons. I keep doing that, sorry. For two reasons. One, it helps them shed, basically. It needs to be the right moisture in order for them to shed in one fell swoop, get it all off in one go. The humidity needs to be right for that. Secondly, it helps for the respiratory breathing problems of any sort, you know what I mean? It's good for that, it helps for that. So yeah, just a quick recap. Your temperature is important. It needs to have the hot and the cold side. It helps with the metabolism of the snake. The heat spot, at the most, if it gets to 35, you're risking it. You're risking it. It needs to be, like I say, 32, 32.2, 32.3, something like that. Wants to stay around about 32 degrees to 32.5 degrees, somewhere around there. And like I say, that's good for the metabolism. Now, the humidity needs to be in there, like I say, for two reasons. One, shedding. And two, breathing. So before we go, before I leave you again, this is just a quick shout out. I've had to write everything down here. For Tony Hightower, he's just started a YouTube channel. I found him on Facebook the other day. He's literally like me. He's brand new to YouTube, but he's got a few. His snakes are a little bit bigger than mine. He's a little bit more advanced than me. He probably knows a lot more than me. But his YouTube channel is Morph Masters Atlanta. Go check him out, go subscribe, go like his videos, and yeah, do the same here. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to press the bell button. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.